November.
Since November, okay.
Yeah, end of October.
Okay.
So.
Chris, tell us a little bit of your story and share with us what you wanted to share, your testimony.
Well, before Waterline, I was currently bouncing in and out of churches and things like that. A little nervous, so bear with me.
They won't hurt you. Well, now that crowd will over there.
But I bounced around from church to church. I was in a church regularly, and my schedule changed. I couldn't no longer go to church, so I was out of church for probably 6 months or so. But previous to that, I didn't go to church for a couple of years, and I bounced around here and there and things like that. But I'd really like to, you feel that weighing on your heart. I constantly feel that in my life, and when I'm not seeking God, that's when I feel that way.
Yeah,
it's a weight, And for me, the biggest thing is just receiving that, and you have to be open. And like you say, you drift away, And
are you good at that too?
I'm really good at that.
I got massive.
I can't. I'm really good at drifting away in my journey. But one day at work, I was in the check-in room. I work at Frito-Lay, and my friend Jeremy Huffman, he approached me, and we just started talking about Jesus. And how awesome it is. And he was like, "Hey man, are you in church?" It's like, "Well, I belong to a church, but I've been kind of drifting away, and my schedule, things changed." And he said, "Well, you should come and check out my church, Waterline." And he gave me a little book, like a little small Bible kind of thing. And I said, "All right, man, I'll think about it. I'm not, if I'm ready yet." And a couple of days later, I was
so he
like,
asked you this in the summer, right?
He asked me, it was probably like August, maybe.
August, and then you didn't
maybe September.
Until November.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was, it was a little while, but I made my mind up, and here I am. And since I've been here, man, I've changed a lot.
Yeah.
And he even told me, he's like, "Man, I see you changing. It's big." And but yeah.
Why does that choke you up so much? Talk about change. You were baptized 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I remember when they were telling your story, and I told you, Chris, I said, we're going to put the old Chris at the bottom of this tank.
He was there, man. He's still at the bottom.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Here I am. Yeah.
It's because someone walked across the room, someone had a conversation with you, made themselves available. They were intentional. We're glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here. Yeah, I'm lost without God, man. Lost without Jesus.
Amen.
Chris, your story is a lot like ours. There's nobody here who's not lost without Jesus. One of the things I love about this church is, you didn't know this, but 3 years ago, we started this thing because we wanted to see a Chris Williams come to know Jesus. And this church exists, if anybody is confused, this church exists for those who aren't here yet. And by any means necessary, we will do everything it takes to be intentional and make ourselves available. Because when it comes to relationships, God desperately wants a relationship with us. It changes our lives, doesn't it?
Changes your life. Prior to being here, I went to church, but and things like that. It's not the same. But like since being here, you start having relationships and with people, like you said. It's when you come here, you're loved, and that's big. And I want to share that too with people. So. I love you guys.
Amen.
We don't take it lightly when a man stands up in front of a group and says, "I love you." That doesn't happen. We've lived all week in a culture that says that this doesn't exist and is pushed away from this. There's more people, there's 40,000 people in our community who do not know Jesus. And Chris, I am so glad that you are here with us. We are better with you. And there's people out there that desperately need a relationship.
Yeah.
Not only with Jesus, but with us, with you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's pray. Father,